Go and grab your Bewear merchandise today. There are t-shirts, sweatshirts, phone cases, and more, all with the link down in the description below. You do not want to miss out. What's up, guys? It's Carson back here on Toxic Gaming today with Week 5 of the PPL Division 2 League and stuff. Pokemon Premier League. I know this is going up a little bit later than I said it would be on Team Builder. I fucking crashed last night and just woke up a couple hours ago. So, we got it up now, though. If you are wondering why we have the team that we do, go check the Team Builder and stuff that went up yesterday. I can wait for you. But we are facing Slyro, coach of the Livwurmple F.C. The Livwurmple F.C. was coach of, or Livwurmple, I believe it was not Little Wurmple, but Livwurmple was coach of Richie, or had the coach of Richie before, but he had to leave for some personal things. So Sly's filling in for him for the rest of the season. Shout out to him. Links are all down below to his channel and all the other PPL channels and stuff. But a quick review on the screen. We have Jolteon, our Scarp Jolteon. We have our Jushin, our Scarp Jolteon and such. We have our Garbodor, that's basically hazards with 3 attacks, or spikes with 3 attacks, Garbodor. It's defensive. We have our Torn Lure in Decidueye, and seeing the fact that there is Torn there, like that it actually is there, is really, really, really nice, because we actually will get that lure, hopefully. Next we have Charizard X, D-Dancing, I believe Charizard X, kind of basic, the speed type Manaphy and stuff. Then we have Life Orb Sneasel with Punishment to stop an out-of-control Manaphy. And finally, Wish Protect, I believe it's Wish Protect, Taunt, Moonblast, Gardevoir, basically to stop setup mons, to try to keep things alive, and Mono Moonblast. We see he did bring Torrentee, Donphan, Mismagius, Bulu, good old Manaphy, and Rotom Heat. Sly loves his fire type, so to me that's why he's bringing Rotom Heat. But I'm really excited to see Mismagius in this match. I don't know what it is. I really thought it was going to come. Everybody I was talking to was like, no, Goodra's going to be there. And now that I see Mismagius, I'm like, ha, fuckers, I was right. But anyway, we're going to get right into the battle here without any further ado. Alright guys, we got Sly giving us the challenge and stuff for this battle. As you saw on the little title screen and stuff entrance, he's going to lead with his Torn while I lead with Jolteon. I was really tempted to lead Decidueye again because of the Donphan, but I stuck with our plan of lead Jolteon. And right now, he's going to make the hard switch, and I had a feeling he would make hard switch and not U-turn, but he goes into Bulu, which I was expecting Donphan instead. So he's going to get his Bulu out here really, really early. And I'm going to go just for the Hidden Power Ice. I was going to do that anyway because it hits Donphan, Bulu, and Torn, and that does nothing. So to me, that's either, when I was doing the calcs to find out, it was either full specially defensive Bulu or AV, and I would guess more of the AV set for Bulu. So I decided to hard switch out into Decidueye right here. We can take whatever moves from Bulu that we need to and scare him pretty hard, or not scare him with Brave Bird, but he goes right for the Horn Leech. He's going to get that health back that he just took from us, from the Hidden Power Ice. Literally getting all of it back. But now we can see that his Horn Leech is not a 3 KO to us because of the grassy terrain. And he's now going to pull the switch out into Torn. So right now the Torn lure is working. I click Spirit Shackle just because of that Torn lure. I wanted to lock in whatever I could anyway and get the right switch and get the initiative. But we get the Torn lure. We do more than 60%. We're in range for a little bit of HP invested Torn to die. And he told me after this, as we quick Sucker Punch, it worked! Like, even with the crit there, he told me that he had no HP invest, so it would have killed anyway without the crit, so that crit didn't matter, but our Torn Lure Decidueye worked. I was so happy to see that happen. He goes under the Rotom Heat. I'm not staying in. Like, there's no reason for me to stay in. Decidueye did its one great job, but now I need to pressure Manaphy and Donphan later, so I go into Gardevoir. The thing that can take Overheat's probably the best right now, and in case he tried to Volt Switch, I don't want to go into Zard and get a super effective Volt Switch off on me. So he goes for the Overheat, kind of predictable, but still I wanted to get into Guard for that, and I can wish off this damage too. So I can really get Guard in a good place. I get both leftovers, and yeah, this is the turn Grassy Terrain goes, so we don't get that to help heal us back. But he's at -2, so I'm just going to wish right in front of his face. I really don't care. Like, he can't touch me with anything, and he's going to Volt Switch hard now. get his initiative and get some damage on me before he goes out into something else. He decides to go back out into the Bulu, and this is where I kind of guessed Woodhammer coming from Bulu. He might have Hornleech and Woodhammer, and I believe at this point in the grassy terrain, I didn't live a Woodhammer or a Hornleech anyway if he was max attack adamant and AV, so I couldn't touch him. I decided here to pull the switch out into Garbodor. Basically, Garbodor was our Bulu check. You know, he could come in on Bulu, like 9 times out of 10. And he actually goes for the Woodhammer, so we see he has both Woodhammer for power and Hornleech for survivability. That doesn't even do half to Garbodor. And we actually get that wish back, so we're already all the way back up to full. It's like he didn't even touch us. Like, we almost got a free switch Garbodor. He got a little bit of recoil damage, and now he's scared of Gunk Shot. He can't stay in. So I decide here to just go for Spikes. He goes into his Donphan here. Good switch on his part to kind of scare me. But the thing here that I was really interested with, one, I'm forcing him to Rapid Spin, and 2, because of grassy terrain, Earthquake is weakened to the point where it's not a guaranteed 3-hit KO, and my Seed Bomb is a guaranteed 3-hit KO to defensive Donphan. So I'm going to kick, or not guaranteed because of grassy terrain, but I'm going to do a lot of damage with Seed Bomb. He sets up his rocks, so good old Charizard's going to have a problem there, but I'm actually hitting him harder with Seed Bomb than he's going to hit me harder with the Stab Earthquake. So it's really, I like the situation right now. I don't have to switch out like I thought we were going to have to at this point. And so I'm just here quicking Seed Bomb. And he realized too that he couldn't hit me at all with Earthquake. And we're going to probably 4-hit KO him with the Seed Bombs. But he's going to go for the knockoff, taking out my Black Sludge, my form of passive recovery. Good play on his part. He could have Rapid Spun here and forced me to Spikes more. But really he thought that getting the item off first was better. I'm okay with it. It is what it is. Garbodor, really, I'm taking hits from Bulu and mainly anyway, so the extra health is alright. But now that the grassy terrain's gone, he can click the Earthquake, and so now I'm going to go into Decidueye, because I can take an Earthquake from him. I can Spin Block him if he tried to Rapid Spin this turn of me switching out. And it's just a nice switch, and I pressure him offensively. He goes for the Earthquake this time, and we see how much damage this does. Not a lot. But what I decided to do here was, instead of locking him in with Spirit Shackle or trying to Sucker Punch him or anything, I decided to Roost here on guess that he would switch out. So I go for my Roost, and he stays in on my Roost, and now I'm knowing, okay, he's clicking Knockoff. So I'm okay with it, but at the same time, I'm a little worried I might die. And the Knockoff does not actually kill me. And this was a point right here in the match that we didn't understand what happens this next turn, because he's up almost to 75% health, and I'm clicking Leaf Blade to just do damage, and we kill. Decidueye got the kill, and we didn't know what the hell happened. Then we remembered after, we had to get reminded by Kyle, K to the 2 after, about Torrent. So basically, that's how we killed Donphan. And here, when he brought in Manaphy, I was excited to hell, because he dies if he stays in. I click Leaf Blade. He clicks Z-Move, and I'm thinking, okay, God, if this is Z-Move, Z-Rain Dance Manaphy, I will be so extremely happy. And it turns out that Manaphy is actually Z-Scald. He apparently told me he had Scald and the Z-Crystal, and then he also had Tail Glow as well. So if he would have set up a Tail Glow or been Z-Rain Dance, this Manaphy would be dead, because I clicked Leaf Blade. And in Torrent, or in Overgrow range, not Torrent range, but in Overgrow range, Leaf Blade killed Manaphy outright. But sadly, I don't. He didn't try to set up, so I go into Jolteon here. He has no ground type anymore, so I'm free to Volt Switch around, try to get initiative right now with Jolteon. He goes into his Bulu, and to get the grassy terrain back up and take, he knows he can take Empower Ices from me. He knows he can take any electric move I want to put for him, being AV Bulu. So I had to go for my Volt Switch, just trying to get some initiative back on my side. And I believe right here I go into Garbodor. I believe this is who I go into here. It seems, yeah, I go into Plumpy or Garbodor. And I know he knows I can take any hit that he has. Like, there's nothing he can actually do to me with this Bulu. Like, there's, honestly, as far as I know, Bulu does not get a good move to be able to hit Garbodor with. And if he had Earthquake, it wouldn't do much with the grassy terrain up. So he just he switches out right here again. He doesn't want to try to stay in. He goes out into his Rotom. I decided I needed another round of Spikes. Like, it wouldn't hurt to get another round of Spikes. At this point, I kind of thought that Manaphy was low health. For some reason, I thought my Volt Switch was on the Manaphy. So I thought it was going to die coming in anyway. But another round of Spikes is not bad to try to mitigate the Grassy Terrain. He goes for Overheat. I go for Gunk Shot. We both miss. Good turn all around. But now he goes for his second Overheat, so he can actually hit this one. And this is going to do some decent damage to Garbodor. He's going to get the special attack drops, and we can live another one. But I missed my Gunk Shot, so I missed 2 in a row, which sucks. But I know this, we talked about him, this Rotom was Fizz-Def, and it wasn't going to really do a whole lot to Rotom anyway. But it was the point of just missing 2 in a row. Sucked. So he's going to Volt Switch to get rid of that stat drop and stuff, go back out into Manaphy, trying to kill me basically with Surf and Scald and such. And I believe right here I still click Gunk Shot. Yeah, I just spammed Gunk Shot at this point. I had no reason not to with it. And we do some decent fucking damage to that Manaphy. If we would have poisoned it, that would have been, you know, which is grass-esque great. But we didn't. So I don't know why I spoke Spanish there. But we're just going to sit here. The Grassy Terrain's gone. I kind of don't need Garbodor, and I don't really have a good switch in to Manaphy left on the team. Gardevoir kind of, but I'm low enough that he can 2-shot me. So I decided to let Garbodor go down. I thought I maybe could take 1 Scald, but it was a crit, so who knows. I go right now back into Jolteon. I'm pressuring this thing offensively so hard with Jolteon. And I decide I'm still going to click Volt Switch, even if he goes back out into Bulu, and he decides to sack off the Manaphy. I feel like if I could have just clicked T-Bolt here, it would have been a lot nicer, because then he's forced to go into Bulu, and even though I'm forced to hard switch, it would have been a little bit better on my part, and then he couldn't have got initiative here. I had to go into Gardevoir. I know the nickname is wrong. I'm sorry. Team building got me the nickname wrong, but we do have Gardevoir in here, and I believe this is kind of just going to be... Gardevoir kind of is just fodder for his Bulu. It's like he can bring Bulu in on Gardevoir and not worry. He can click the Horn Leech and get a lot of HP back. He can I trace his Grassy Terrain or Grassy Surge, and I actually set up my Grassy Surge, so fuck you, Bulu. But basically, it's Gardevoir's not doing much for the rest of the game. I basically just wanted to set up a Wish. If he didn't kill me, I could protect and get myself back up to full, but I figured he would anyway. But at least now whatever comes in will catch the Wish and be able to heal themselves. So he does kill me with this Horn Leech and gets a lot of health back, sadly, but I got the Wish up, which was really nice. And right now, I'm looking at the team that he has left, and what I have left, I have no reason not to go into Charizard. Like, I really don't have a reason not to go into Charizard here. And yes, I'm going to take a lot of damage from the Stealth Rocks. His Wood Hammer still can't kill me or anything. Meanwhile, I kill him with Flare Blitz. So he switches out into his Rotom here. And I believe I Mega Evolved and just set up a D-Dance because I knew I could, I believe with the calcs that I was looking at, originally, I was looking at Rotom that was max HP and 52 defense, and I was dumb, and I thought it was max HP, max defense. And I was looking at the calc and being like, oh, I can 2-hit KO at +1, but I can 1-hit KO at +2, or have a high chance to. So I'm going to set up to +2 this next turn. I got all my health back. I'm fine. And now, so I decided to set up a second time, which was really dumb on my part. I should have made sure the calcs I was looking at were right, because I could have just 2-hit KO this Rotom. But he actually goes for the Foul Play. Really good, really smart prep on his part to have Foul Play for Zardex. As we see, that's actually going to probably 2-hit KO me. Like, it has the higher chance to 2-hit KO me. So now I have to click Dragon Claw. I have to get damage on this thing and hope. And this is where I thought it was going to die, and it lived. And I was like, what? I literally wasted. Like, I wasted myself with Char-X because I just read the calcs wrong. It was my fault. I don't know what it is. I can't seem to get Char-X to work for me. I just can't get it. Something always seems to happen. But he does knock me out with the Foul Play, and I go out into Sneasel. No reason not to. Even if he goes into Bulu, I'm fine. I'm clicking Knockoff here. At this point, Sneasel could have kind of won the game for me. Even if he switched into Miss Magius, which would have been kind of dumb. I could knock off and kill it. So I knock off, and Sneasel picks up the kill on the Rotom, which is really nice. And now he, I believe, goes out into Miss Magius here. After the Terrain Disappears, we get that little bit of health. But he goes out into his Miss Magius here, and to me, the way he brought this in is Scarf. And I'm going to pause it right here. Basically, right here was a situation that I didn't recognize in the game. This was a 50-50 that I didn't recognize, and the fact was, if I stayed in with Sneasel, I won this game. I was kind of afraid of him clicking Mystical Fire to kill Sneasel, just to outright not deal with it, or clicking Hidden Power Ground or Fighting to kill Sneasel. But really, if I would have stayed in here and clicked Sneasel with Knockoff, I killed this thing, and then I could kill Bulu after, and I win. If I switch out into Jolteon and he stays in and say quick Shadow Ball, I lose. Like, I straight up lose, because Jolteon will get 2-hit KO'd. Mismagius doesn't get killed by my Shadow Ball, even though I move first. And then once I bring in Sneasel again against this, he can switch right out into Bulu. I have to kill Bulu with Icicle Crash. He goes on to this, and then he clicks his Hidden Power Fire, or, not Hidden Power Fire, Mystical Fire, or Hidden Power Fighting to kill me. So at this point, basically if I switch out and he stays in and clicks Shadow Ball, I lose. If I stay in and he clicks Shadow Ball, I win. If he switches out and I switch out, I can win. If I stay in and click Knockoff and then Icicle Crash and he switches out into Bulu, I win. So it became a point here where it was a guess. Like, it was literally a straight-ass guess, 50-50, that I didn't recognize in the course of the battle. I thought that my best play was going to be switching out into Jolteon and saving Sneasel, because Sneasel could take on both of these. I just didn't think that I should stay in, because like after recoil, it was basically like he hits me with Shadow Ball, I hit him with Knockoff, and he dies, and I'm going to take recoil damage. After that Shadow Ball damage from where we were at, will I live the recoil, and then say he doesn't die? Like, there was a chance with his Mismagius, like a 4% chance that he would live, and if he does, I'm then forced to quick Ice Shard and then live that recoil damage, and then I basically quick Ice Shard again against Bulu, just to make sure I don't miss, because I could quick Icicle Crash and miss, and then Jolteon can't take on Bulu at that point. But I basically am forced to quick Ice Shard against Bulu, and then try to either Icicle Crash to kill Bulu, or Ice Shard to weaken him so that Jolteon can hopefully follow up and kill. But the 50-50 was me staying in or not, and him staying in or not, and neither one of us knew what the hell we were going to do. Like we talked about after, we had no clue what we were going to end up doing, the other person was going to end up doing. So as we keep going, we see that he's actually I'm actually gonna switch out, because I have a feeling he's gonna try to kill Sneasel outright by how much of a threat it does to his last two things. He decides to go for the Shadow Ball. So I guessed wrong, he guessed right. Jolteon's not going to be able to take 2, and with Spreadsheet drop, without it, I still wasn't taking 2, as you can see the damage. And I have to click Shadow Ball to do the most damage to this Mismagius that I can. And it drops him under half, which is great, but he now picks up the kill on my Scarfer, the only thing that outsped this Scarfed Mismagius. So now I'm in a position where Sneasel is the only thing I have to win, and the only thing I have left, and I have to win with Sneasel. And that Stealth Rock damage is huge, by the way, as well, for coming in, switching out and then coming. If I would have stayed in, I wouldn't have had that damage. But now he just switches out easily, going into Bulu, basically sacking off Bulu. It could win it for him, but he's kind of just ready to sack it off at this point. He gets his Grassy Surge up. It doesn't really matter. It's going to give me like a turn or two of health. That Life Orb, like, it's basically keeping my Life Orb okay. But I knock off his Assault Vest here, and we actually see that he was Assault Vest. I quick knock off just in case he decided to stay in. For some reason, or misclicked and accidentally stayed in. But we see that he was Assault Vest the entire time, and maybe after an Ice Shard, Hidden Power Ice might not have killed with the Assault Vest still intact. But now I go for the Icicle Crash, we hit it, thank God, and so we actually will kill the Bulu. I could have gone for Ice Shard, but it didn't kill at half, and Icicle Crash did, so I had to go for it. It would have 2-hit KO'd, and he could have killed me or got all of his health back anyway. So I had to go for the Icicle Crash. We got it. Now he brings in Mismagius, and he wins because this Mismagius is Scarfed. I have to click Ice Shard here, and it was a roll here, like a very low roll for me to fully kill. If I got a max roll, I could kill this thing with Ice Shard, and he lives. I believe on like probably like, looks like 12 or something HP, and he actually has Power Gem to kill me with kill Sneasel, because it also has Zardex. But it was like, it came down to a 50-50 and then a roll for us to win. It was a hell of a great game. I really am impressed with this game, both my own play and Sly's play. I'm so happy that Decidueye not only got 2 kills, but the Torn Lure worked. I'm happy of Garbodor's debut match and him being able to really get what he needed to do. Like, he basically set up the 2 airs of spikes, hit things decently hard with Gunk Shot, and Seed Bomb Donphan low enough to where, after the grassy terrain and all that coming back, Overgrow from the Decidueye could kill. So it was really interesting there. I'm a little disappointed still on my Zardex play. I need to figure out what the fuck is wrong with Zardex. What the fuck's wrong with me playing Zardex as well. Jolteon did well, and Gardevoir set 2 wishes up. You know, I passed one into himself, or passed one into Garbodor, passed one into Zard. Like, it was really all Gardevoir was there to really do. But again, good game to Sly. Go check out his side of the battle. The link will be down below to his channel and such. So go check all that out for me, and, you know, go mention his battle, see what he thinks about it, see if he talks about anything with the 50-50 and stuff. But I'm gonna get up and out of here, so thank you guys for coming out. Oh, before I leave, there is the links to the PPL server and fan server to join with the Chicago Bewears and stuff, so you can get the videos, all PPL videos, as soon as they come up, and you won't miss one. You can also get the t-shirts and stuff for Chicago Bewears, rep us and all that, you know, be a part of the community and stuff. Like and subscribe and all that as well. I'd really appreciate it. We just hit over 200, so I'm really excited to do something for that. But again, thank you guys for coming out. I'm Carson, this is Toxic Gaming, and as always, you guys stay toxic. We'll see you guys.